And we are back live on air. Ask Me Anything, episode 231. It's Monday. The weather is gloomy. It's raining outside. And I have about 44 minutes to spend with you guys before my next client. So, grab a cup of coffee, take a chair, join the party, and ask me anything. That is how these things work. I had a really nice Sunday. Played it. We won our fourth game straight with my basketball team yesterday. So I'm stoked. We are still undefeated this season, trying to get that championship. And naturally, as you all know, basketball is one of my greatest passions. That gave me a whole lot of joy and a whole lot of pleasure. And then afterwards, we had a little celebration. So I've been having a slow Monday. I did already coach a client this morning, and I hit the gym per usual. But I don't really need a lot of energy to get that done, generally speaking. What's up, Elizabeth? How is the weather in Greece? Is it also rain? It's not cold here, but it's raining a lot now. We're entering that. We're really getting starting to get into the thick of fall right now, and I like it. I like this time of the year. Just the only thing, the rain is not ideal because you can't go outside. But aside from that, definitely not complaining. It's very sunny, but a little bit cold. Okay. Also, for those inquiring about my health, it seems as if I have finally turned the corner and I'm doing a whole lot better. No more coughing, no more anything. Feeling strong, healthy again. It's so wild how your baseline changes when you get sick. You get used to it. Well, at least I do. And you start thinking like, this is my new normal now. And then you get back to actually being normal, and it's like, holy hell, it's so nice to be healthy. Like it's such a great feeling to wake up without coughing, without slime in your throat, without flu, cold shivers. So shout out to health, man. I know I'm not exactly breaking any barriers here by saying that, but can never be overstated. I don't know why I look so red. I think I should start using like a facial cream or something, man. My skin is pretty bad. It's like a red rash. Harry the Reich, I'm afraid of death. How do I overcome the fear of death? Well, I would just advise you to try and figure out why you're afraid of death. Is it due to a lack of other serious problems in your life? Because to me, I feel like whenever people are worried about things like death, it's an indication that they don't really have a lot going on. They have too much time to think. Like us people, we are natural problem solvers. We always need to solve something. And if we don't have that, we start thinking about things like, I'm gonna die soon. Well, what then? So, what's up, Tan Moy? How you doing, buddy? I'm great. So, I would just like the first thing I would ask you is, are you doing anything productive in your life? And I'm asking that because I've recently found there is such an abundance of people living life on autopilot, just not thinking and just like, high school, college, getting a job, make some kids, and just going through the motions. But never stop to think for one measly second about what they're actually doing and what they're spending their time upon. Or if they're just replicating the behaviors of their parents who did it from their parents, who did it in turn from their parents, and the cycle continues. The more I think about stuff, the more I philosophize, the more I come to understand that it's really just about applying the basic lessons of life, such as less is more, health is everything, but really, truly, and profoundly understand it. And because I feel that's really not the case for most. Like most people, they literally they don't. They say the words and it sounds good, but they don't know what it actually truly means. Do you have military experience? No, my friend, I do not. I used to pretend to be a soldier when I was younger. I would get up at 5 in the morning when I was like 9. My dad made me a spear. I would patrol the neighborhood, stabbing garbage bags and protecting my street. And I had a cousin that was in the army, and he would give me all of his old army stuff. So I had all the army gear. I was obsessed with it for the longest time. I swore I wanted to become a soldier, join the army. And then I learned that, at least in Belgium, a career in the army is not that lucrative, not that ideal. Like a lot of people that tend to join the army here, I'm not talking about officers, but they're people that didn't have many options left. My friend, have you heard of the gospel? Why don't you spit it to me? 10 million. My finances are weak as of now. That's my focus. Prepping for a job switch with better pay. Good. That's a good focus. That's a really good focus. And for example, I just the other day I was working with a client and he was expressing the fact that he would like to have a girlfriend, and I was telling him you really should not even think about adding a whole new human into your life before you have all your basics covered, like finances, stable income. Like that's important. I'm not telling you to get rich. That's not the goal here. But the goal should be to try and acquire different streams of revenue. Try and get money coming in from different places so that you're comfortable and that you're not stressed about it. I cannot think of a single more stressful event than raising children whilst having a poor financial situation. How would you respond if you were drafted for World War III? Hmm. I have to think that one through. There's like a fucked up part of me because you have to understand. I look at life different. I feel like I could have or should have been dead twice already. So I'm like, I'm always wondering what else life has in store for me. And there's like a messed up part when you ask that question that immediately brings my mind to curiosity and adventure. And but I of course understand that that's not how it goes down if you're in a war. Like it's not fun. But at the same time, that would be a hell of a purpose, wouldn't it? I honestly think that I would not be afraid. And I think that simply based on the fact that so many others have done it before me, so many others have fought a war. People are fighting a war right now in Ukraine. So like you can do it. You can actually do it. And if it were to come to that, it's easy for me to say now. I'm not gonna say I would rise up to the challenge. That I feel like that would be borderline disrespectful to even fantasize about that. But I would be lying if I said that that would not be my initial thought if you asked me the question right now. And then probably 2 days in, I would be like, "Fuck this shit. This sucks. I want to go home." Good question, though. I like it. I like the originality. Mm. Si todavía me llamas como antes. All right, guys, let's keep the questions coming. Yeah, so yesterday I had a pretty good like after. So we won the game. I played well. I made 10 points, scored 10 points, two 3 pointers, rebounded the ball well, defended well. So I'm very happy with my performance. We won the game, and then we went to like this farmers market party thing. It was awesome. I drank quite a lot for my standards, like because you guys know I usually don't really drink like that anymore. Um, but I had a good time. I think I had about 10 beers, and then probably more actually. Maybe I don't know. But then I had a bunch of iced tea zeros and a bunch of water the last 2.5 hours, so I would not be hungover today. Slept the full 8 hours. Woke up, went to train with a client immediately, whom I'm also coaching. Was amazing. And now here we are. Do you believe in Myers Briggs? That's the personality test, right? I don't I can't really speak on it. Somebody sent me that the other day, and I never took it, so can't really speak on it, man. I'm not in a position to. I don't know enough about it, unfortunately. Pardon me. I hope that did not get caught on audio. By the way, guys, how is the audio? Is it too low? Is it like barely audible, or is it fine? Please tell me. I can always turn it up a little bit if you want me to. I'm getting the impression it's really low from looking at my audio level thingy with the blinky lights. Also, in the meantime, as I await your further questions, I remind you that I still have open spots for coaching. So if you want to work with me, send me an email at lorenz.trees at gmail.com. You can find it in the description box under this video or right there in the live chat box. That's my personal email, my business email, all in one. Hit me up and we can turn your life around. Always looking for new cool people to work with. There's just something about drinking coffee in a rainy month like October. It's just nice. I love being able to put on more clothes again as well. Like this sweater. I love this sweater. Can't wear it in summer because it's too hot. I'm happy, man. I'm happy that the seasons have shifted. Can definitely say that. What was the decision you made that has had the biggest positive impact on your life? I'll name a couple, okay? Because I think it's hard to um, put that all at once. Yeah, Jack, I have been to Thailand. Yes. So the biggest, the best decision in terms of positive impact, quitting porn. That was a big one. Mm, going to study in Barcelona and subsequently end up working there and living there. So just moving abroad. That was a great one. Signing up to the gym was a great one. Hmm, watching my diet, watching my nutrition, obviously. What else? I'm trying to think. Hmm, like I said, drinking less. I come from a pretty alcoholic culture. I'm from Belgium, where it's normal to be an alcoholic, basically. And at some point, I realized, like, okay, I have to, you know, stop drinking so much because this is killing me. It's not good. And the people around me are making it seem as if it's okay, but it's not okay. What benefits have you noticed since quitting porn? Um, more drive and motivation is like definitely also an increase in testosterone. The ability to get aroused again by simple small things, just more real life attraction again. I felt like that was beginning to lack because if you're just used to watching certain like you know hardcore videos and images all the time, it just makes you blunt. Like it just lowers your or it heightens your threshold in terms of what you find arousing and interesting. And I think that's one of the most terrible things you can do to yourself as a man and a woman. So just and also not having that like that's not the person you want to be. Like you don't especially like I feel like the direction that porn has headed in terms of what they do now to market it and to make it appealing. All the storylines is quite sick. Not quite, it's downright sick. And it gets to a point where you're just like, this is not really who I want to be. Even though I'm watching it in private, nobody knows. Like, I don't like this. Like, I truly feel it has a subconscious effect on how you perceive yourself as a person, as a man. It's like you're doing something that isn't right, basically. Do you get hangovers do you get hangover like symptoms if you eat too much chocolate like me? I never get to that point. Uh, I'm a big like how I approach my diet because my diet is really not that clean. I just approach it like this. So I allow myself to I allow myself a lot of leeway on things like, for example, I'll eat pizza, I'll eat lasagna, I'll eat pasta with a lot of cheese, I'll eat pasta often, I'll eat, I'm okay having meals that have a lot of fat and stuff like that. But my rule to myself is I can keep getting away with that more or less. And as long as I don't eat any candy, I don't eat cookies, I don't eat like sugar eat things, I don't eat chocolate. Does that make sense? Like, I'd rather spend those extra few calories on things like salty food, but that has a lot of sauce or cheese on it, or like meatballs and stuff like that, instead of cheating on it. Like, I don't eat ice cream. I never like, and I find that to be a good. Um, it works for me. It works for me, And I like to believe that if I from that cheese and things like with a lot of creamy sauces and things like that, I still get some benefit calorie wise. Like they're not empty calories. Like you're eating some sugary stuff. Like you're not getting any benefits. It's just sugary stuff. What do you think of German culture? I think they're highly efficient, quite remarkable. I think they're very disciplined people. Like they're very, um, like I said, efficient, hardworking. I always joke that it's no coincidence they almost took over the world twice, and they almost got away with it too. Like they almost made it happen because they're so on the ball. Even their language is just designed to, get to the point. It's very like rough, like. Um, I aside from that, I had a couple of really cool friends from Germany. I find it interesting that they still like the people that are like 18 today or 30 years old today, that they still carry that shame of the World War when obviously they had nothing to do with it. You know, like they talk about that often. How if you're German, you're not even supposed to carry like a German flag because it's like, "Ooh, don't get too proud there, buddy. Calm calm down, Nazi." You know, and I think that's a little bit, well, yeah, weird. It's like those are not the people who did that. You know, Germany almost freed the world twice. Okay, they didn't want to take over the world, but freed from tyranny who lived in today's Zionism. Oh man. Yeah. I don't think you didn't listening to some Kanye West. I definitely like it's quite remarkable how you can come to that conclusion, like looking at their tactics and what they were doing. Like it's not, they were not trying to free anything. They were trying to take, oh, let's not even go there, okay? Reggie Salad. Please get on TikTok. I mean, you would if you lost half your clients. I just think you could grow your business if you tried. Hmm. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the input. I just, I gotta be honest with you, man. I've tried TikTok. I have, and it just didn't feel right. I don't like the platform. I don't like the 60-second format. I even did YouTube Shorts or some point at some point, and I did like that either. So it's not like I'm anti TikTok as a company, like even though they're Chinese and steal your information, quite obviously. But it's just it's not gonna happen. And I've spoken about this before. I'm a very big believer in doing things my way, and that is not always the most efficient way. I believe in purpose, and I believe in doing the things that feel right. And for me, what feels right is my natural slow growth. And if that means I will forever remain, small and never had that massive breakthrough success, that's fine because I stay true to myself. I can only be me. And I thought about it, I tried it, and TikTok is just not gonna happen. It's not my thing. I like this format. I like YouTube. I like streaming, and that's about it. It's, like I don't know what to tell you. Like it's but I do know, and I appreciate what you're saying, and I do know that rationally and objectively speaking, I should do that if the goal is just to get as big as I can. But I'm a believer in things happening the way they're supposed to happen if you put forward the right energy. And I every single client that has crossed my path has been an amazing encounter. Every single one of them. And most of them, they stick around. And that way I'm able to build an empire like long term. You know, they're not people that are here just here for a month. They stick around for years, and that makes me feel good. Which aspect of a foreign culture do you wish they had in your country? Some aspects of American culture, as it pertains to self confidence and ambition, I feel like Belgium is sometimes too small minded. Um, yeah, like more self confidence in general, I would say. What else? I mean, all in all, I like Belgian culture. Like because if it was like the other cultures, then it would no longer be Belgian culture. But I guess sometimes we do complain too much. So I would like to adopt a positive, a more positive aspect from other cultures where they're just like more easygoing. They'd like steal that from Hawaii. Akro, what is your opinion on music? I recently saw the song you made. Even just your process of creating the song would be interesting to me since I'm getting closer to bars that are pursuing a career in music. Man. Okay, so I'm that person who truly believes that had I had I had a little bit more actual talent, I would have been a musician. Like, and I hate how cringy this sounds, and I hate how stereotypical this sounds. But music, man, music is really is means the world to me. Like I love music. I love music on a deeply profound level. I love creating music, and I have so many songs in my head that I still feel like I want to make or I should make, and I just never get to it. And it's kind of sad because it's like I should, man. Like I got the setup here, I got the recording, gear here. I should just do it, but maybe that part of like that youthful like wild ambition is just gone a little bit. But you have to understand, I made over like 100 songs, more than 100, like recorded songs, and well, let me see if I can play a song. I'll play you a song right now, one that I hadn't played yet. So yeah, asking me that question is like, man, music is my everything, man, and you should definitely try to pursue a career in it. Not because you might, not because you might blow up, but because those are like my most prized possessions. The fact that I still have these songs that I made one day. What do I got? Mm. I'm at her at the bar, looking like what? I was like, hey, she was like, nah. Oh my bad, there's a different story. Not about that girl, but it's about that girl that you really don't really like and is really really bright. But stop right there, cause you just a friend, and she got a boyfriend, walking hand in hand. So you need a plan, my man. I really really shouldn't be talking about this, but why you said we shouldn't talk about the kiss? Like it's all wrong and it's all bad. It made me feel good, but made you feel sad. So it got me twisted. Like I wanna brag, but your friends is bitches and they wanna nag. So I don't know what to do. I really, really like you. You really, really like me, but we can never be. I know I can't sing. I'm just going from the heart. But baby, tell me why we growing apart. What can we try and go and get together? Baby, we young. We ain't gotta last forever. What can we try and go and get together? Baby, we young. We ain't gotta last forever. that that song was called "What You Didn't Say," and all my man, most of my songs are about love, breakup, um, me meeting somebody, me having a crush on somebody. Some songs I was angry. I just really love how music can resonate with almost anyone, even just sound design in general. I find it really cool and how they can have a great effect on your mind and really add to a moment. Yeah, it's like look at you can take you can film something, shoot some images, and it's like all right, whatever, and then you just add the right music to it or the right background music, and it's like oh, it's epic all of a sudden. Uh, so that's just yeah, music is amazing. It's just and how we attach memories to music and how we like you can hear a song and you're like oh that's now I remember what it was like being 16. Who are your favorite artists and why are they so special to you? Hmm. My favorite artist. Okay, that's a tough one. I have a bunch. Okay, so it really depends on the mood. If you're asking me like I'm having a good day, feeling good. I'm driving around, I'm like celebrating life, uplifted, feeling myself. I like Larry June. This rapper called Larry June. I highly recommend his last album called Spaceships on the Blade. It's just that Sunday afternoon, smoke a joint, kick back type of music. Like, you know, it's motivating, the hustle. Like, it's great. Like, it's good hip hop. Like, no joke. I love Death and the Dude when I'm smoking. Death and the Dude, he brings that mood. Like, check out Death and the Dude. What a job! There's a song called "What a Job" by Death and the Dude. It's just amazing. Like, can't recommend it enough. Who else do I like? Oh man, um, Johnny Cash. Not the early work. I love when the man comes around. When he did his covers, that to me is one of the best five recordings ever in the history of music. When the man comes around, like a bridge over troubled water, obviously hurt. Um, the first time I saw her face, that whole album is just I can never get sick of it. It's just amazing, amazing. Um, I like Leonard Cohen a lot. Leonard Cohen, check out Leonard Cohen Treaty. The song Treaty by Leonard Cohen is amazing. Nick Cave, Nick Cave might have made my all time favorite song, "Bright Horses." So he has a song called "Bright Horses," and let's just say I'm not even making this up. If I play it 10 times, I might end up like shedding a tear 5 times. That's how that touches me. Like Nick Cave, "Bright Horses." There's an artist called Hot Chip, and they had the song "Easy to Get." So funky, so nice, so so good. So hot chip, easy to get. Check that one out. It's amazing. Oh man, who else? There's so many. There's so many. I mean, Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Bad City, amazing. Um, oh, I'm forgetting so many. I like Nipsey Hussle, and yes, before he died, obviously. Uh, yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting so many. Those are like a few artists that I really like. I like Derek. There's a artist called Derek Pope, um, and he has an album called "The Introverted Socialite," I think, or is it Sunken City Redux? That's amazing. Yeah, so those are a few artists that I really love, that I really like. Watering my plants. Yeah, you know about him. You know about him, Acro. What's up, Claudia? How you doing, girl? You got Whitney Houston in your avatar? Is that Whitney? I love Whitney. The Bodyguard soundtrack is a classic. That whole album is a classic. But really, like, try to any of the songs I just mentioned. Do me a favor and check them out, and you will just be blown away. Why are they so special to me? Oh, Mac Miller, Mac Miller Circles. He has a posthumous album called called Circles. Again, to me, Circles is like the new age Johnny Cash when the man comes around. It's like that's what you get if you have a young Johnny Cash who's into hip hop and who like it's the same album but different artists. Like it's just amazing. Oh, it's the Purge mask. Yeah, okay. I didn't see that. MF Doom, Emma Siegel. I don't love. Thank you, Truth. Appreciate that. Looking better than ever. I appreciate that. No, I could. Bright horses. Nick Cave. Bright. Like the light is bright. Horses. It's about his son that passed away. It's amazing, just amazing. And I highly recommend you to get deep into those lyrics. Like the first verse, he's like, you know, well, I get goosebumps talking about it. First verse, he's talking about, you know, God and all what it means that's happening. And the second verse, he's like, none of this, God doesn't exist, and it's just nonsense, and the world is just a cold, dark place. And in the third verse, he comes around and it's just amazing, amazing. Why are they so special to me? Because all those, like, I'm an emotional guy, and if I can, music is just what feelings sound like. Like, if I can hear something that I'm like, man, they put that into words so perfectly. They said exact, like, they were able to capture my emotions so vividly and perfectly in those lyrics. Um, Thinking of creating a satanic society at my Christian university because they pissed me off. I'll create a YouTube video about this. Do you think the risk is worth it? This is my last year. No, man, no. Just graduate. You're not gonna get anything like because your motives are revenge. Clearly, Rogi, you're trying to get revenge, and you're just gonna embarrass yourself, and they're gonna treat you like you're crazy, and you might not even graduate. Just graduate, man. And who cares if they piss you off? Like you're about to be free. Go show them how it's done. You know what I mean? The last thing you want to be is the type of person that constantly blames others for things that went wrong. Like I should have been this, but they did that to me. I should have been there, that she did that to me. Like don't be that person. I know so many people like that just blame everybody. No, it's up to you. Every person ends up exactly where they're supposed to end up. Like, one person might blackball you, two people might, screw you over, but that does not mean that you shouldn't try a third time. Like, yo, Lorenz, what was the first song piece of music you heard that you remember liking? Lunas, I got five on it. I got five on it. Like you think I'm joking, but that when I heard that beat, I wasn't familiar with hip hop yet, so I was like, "What is this?" Like that was massive. Probably still Dre too. Um, Baha man, who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who? Who? That was huge. Break Your Neck by Busta Rhymes. That was a big one that influenced me early on. Yeah, a lot of hip hop. How common a name is Lorenz in Belgium? Not that common. We have a lot of Lorenz here, so it's Lau, not Lorenz. So I don't really know any other Lorenzes. Tim, have you ever ruined a relationship because you thought someone was ignoring you and deleted messages, leading them to think you were playing mind games when you were just being insecure? How did you grow from that? Well, that's a very specific situation. No, I didn't. I never ruined a relationship because I thought someone was ignoring me. So I don't. I can't say how I grew from that. I did I did ruin a relationship a couple of years ago with somebody that I truly regret, and it was looking back on it, it was bad reasoning from my side, and it was silly, and it didn't really make any sense. Um, and I regret it, but not what you're talking about. Yeah, this is a fun live, guys. I appreciate it. Afro man, because I got high. Yeah, that one earlier, that one too. That was a good one. That was a good one. Who let the dogs out? Who? Because I gotta. Yeah, I grew up in a fun musical period. All right, guys, I got about 5 more minutes before I got to go. So, any more questions? Ask me now. I could talk about music all day. Music is just amazing. I love the jam with people. Conspiracy. Where are you going? I have a client meeting in 5 minutes. So people hire me to coach them, and then we do video calls like this one, but I see them too, and we work together. It's like a meeting with your psychiatrist or shrink or whatever you want to call it. but better. How do you stay productive and not procrastinate? Um, by trying to do one productive thing a day. Like that's the rule I try to follow. Like do one thing a day, that's already enough. And then anything else you do, bonus. And that way I don't put too much pressure on myself. By reaching that goal of one thing a day, I feel good, and I end up doing two, three, four things a day. Does that make sense? How to stop overthinking things and be more in control of my emotions and confidence. Um, by applying the technique called watching the thinker, which means understanding that you are not your thoughts, understanding that that voice on the inside is not your intuition, not your core, not your soul, not your spirit. It's usually your insecurity or your biggest enemy. And you need to learn to take a step back, watch the thinker, that's labeled the thinker, the person that's always thinking, overthinking, and feeding you these things, and learn to like make fun of them and laugh at that voice inside your head and be like, that's not me. Why are you trying to, steer me down the wrong path again? That's a good technique. Be more in control of my emotions and confidence. Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah. So watch the thinker. It's a very great technique. You should Google it, read about it. Eckhart Tolle from The Power of Now. That's a great technique I use for that. Um, and usually, overthinking means that you are spending too much time not taking action. Make it so that you don't have time to think all the time. Afro Man knocked the girl out on stage. That's so funny, right? How the internet, like, now it's like, if, he did do that, like, ages ago, and then it's like, that's forever. You did that. And it's brought up, like, in a random YouTube live on the 17th of October, Like, imagine just like how all your crimes, all like the things, all your mishaps, all your mistakes are just like eternal. Not I'm not like, condoning it, I'm not excusing it. I just find it interesting. Like how the guy Ashraman is brought up, and like the second thing is like he did that then. You know what I mean? Like it's important that you know this about this person. He did that. He did that. Don't forget. I saw a video. You know what I mean? It's like that's the world that we live in right now. It's just like eternal contention. Like that's maybe like 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Like you could be a whole different person. Like no, 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 he did that, and I'm here to tell you he did that. Oh man. So guys, I have to go. Like I said, she wasn't even annoying, and he's an asshole. Well, I wasn't there then. I do not have the context, and I don't think you have either. But again, like I'm sure he was completely in the wrong. Like I'm convinced, but again, like people get knocked out. It happens, and then it's like I'm sure there's more to him than that single terrible decision he made. On that note, I got to go. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. Peace.